So, just a heads up, before I even showcase the articulations, I'm just gonna show off the overall Mechagodzilla with the pistons for just this shot because in my overall review, I'm just gonna take these one off when it goes for the overall articulation because well, as you all know, with these pistons, they have the record of having pretty much being having breaking off out of the packaging for some copies. They are very, very sensitive and are kind of easy to break if you pose this Godzilla too hard. So what I'd like to do is just, well, like anyone else, just take this one off, just like so, wiggle a little bit, because I refuse to even have these pistons in my Mechagodzilla when I review him, because let's face it, no one does want that. I want to put them back on when I display them back, but for now, when I pose around and do some cool poses, those are off. Just a heads up. Greetings, my fellow old and new viewers. CyberKnight-Miky here, back with another video review. And this time, we're gonna take a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Mechagodzilla 2021 from Godzilla vs. Kong. And now, just a heads up. Yeah, if you have seen some clip before, I actually removed some of those quote pistons because let's be honest, this is literally a kind of a critique that everyone has been talking about right now. So these pistons that I have right here in the little baggie kind of prevents the overall articulation, and they also have the a record of breaking out of the packaging in some copies. And plus, it even also says how to remove them in the instructions, which is kind of neat if you want to, well, kind of remove them when you want to post with it. So just a heads up, I kind of, after this review, I'm gonna put this one back on after the review. So, Mechagodzilla, who showed up in Godzilla vs. Kong, who is the apex predator made by Apex, possessed by the King Ghidorah's consciousness. That's literally a reference from the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 manga. Literally was a reference. Is the last member of Toho's Big Five. With if you don't know, Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla are literally Toho's Big Five because both of those monsters literally has more appearances in the overall areas of the franchise and the spin-offs, and also being the overall well popular because which any versions of Mechagodzilla almost literally kick Godzilla's ass. You can name whatever Godzilla Mechagodzilla you want, and even one of them are either powerful or your favorites. And of course, Legendary's Mechagodzilla is no exception. Even though some have been controversial about Mechagodzilla, he did appear in the trailer and was also was announced by Legendary themselves that Mechagodzilla was going to show up in the film. So there's that. While I get that many people don't like the overall design of Mechagodzilla and overall the block design, while the first Mechagodzilla in 1974 was also blocky, so don't lie to yourself. But I don't really mind that. I mean, it is pretty goddamn awesome, to be exact. And also, not only that, Bandai did a phenomenal job at giving us the exact detail of this mechanical beast. So, without me rambling so much about the overall plot and such, let's talk about the figure. So, the overall sculpt of this mechanical bee titan is pretty awesome. But the paint, well, it the ones that are there is pretty awesome, and kind of lacking with the lack of, red. Well, it's not literally me. Everyone is kind of complaining that he doesn't have that much red. I mean, it's sort of some accuracy when he's literally shut down, but he does kind of lack with the overall red, minus the overall red that are showing up in the spines. But yeah, he was supposed to be more red in the in the film. But let's be honest, Mechagodzilla in the past, the overall S.H.MonsterArts did also lack some paint apps that was pretty much shown in the overall franchises and eras. For example, this Kiryu figure, the final battle version, not just that version but also others that came before it, lacked one thing: the black paint in the overall vents. And I'm not joking, this Mechagodzilla, even in the promotional images, kind of lacks the black paint that he was pretty much known in the Millennium franchise. So I literally added the black paint for my own. I mean, even without it, it does still looks great, even without the black. But I still wanted the black because it is pretty much more accurate what it was shown in the Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. So that's that. Even with all the lack of paint, it isn't just one Mechagodzilla that did lack some paint. It was also others that also lacked paint in the previous eras. And it is not rare. It's pretty common. Trust me. But yeah, even if they didn't prove it, I do get why some about it without the lack of red. But let's be honest, after I'm done with that one, I literally gonna add some red paint with the Gundam markers. I do for this, the regular red or the metallic red. But not right now because I'm just gonna do a goddamn review for crying out loud. The overall design and the overall detail that Bandai had pretty much put into this figure is pretty much incredible. And while I do kind of a bit sour that it doesn't have any thrusters, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of would be even more costly. Same goes to the overall tail weapon here, which I wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be another version of this Mechagodzilla with those accessories kind of features afterwards. But overall, the overall detail that are there is stellar. I mean, good gosh, this is some pretty much an orgasm of mechanical detail that the Bandai just put. Literally, all of this, like the mouth and the which you can open up so wide, it is phenomenal. And of course, the overall features like the overall chest cannons here that you can flip out, and of course the overall shoulder cannons that you can literally, well, you need to flip them out in this side to economy pretty much flip out those shoulder cannons to deploy them. And of course there's also the back cannons that they also use this to pretty much shoot on Godzilla. All of this they pretty much put on this mechanical beast. Fantastic. And of course, like I stated before, there are die casts on this figure, like on the feet, on the knee pad, and on the chest diecast. And yes, I used the overall Jabba the Hutt's cold touch technique, and with the combination of cold air that I have on my open window, which I'm pretty much sorry for that you heard some noises, but overall it is phenomenal. And of course, even when I remove those pistons, there are some possibility on those hip pistons that they are right here. And of course, it is kind of a bummer that this piston right here is kind of block or the way of the possibility here, but is, yeah, be careful, treat it with care, do not force the overall articulation. And of course, this is the overall spread that you can get, but let's be fair, it's much better than Kiryu's. Of course, the overall possibilities this mechanical being is pretty awesome. Like I said before, the hinge, but also the overall ball joints, like the ball joint on the head and the neck, and also all of this ball joints. And on the shoulder, that's literally have a butterfly joint. Also, maybe on the ball joint, I don't know, but I guess it's on the ball joint due to the overall wobbly on the shoulders. Of course, hinge joint on the shoulder. You can also do rotate the overall arm. Also do hinge out the arms like so. Less than 90 degrees on the front, but more 90 degrees if you rotate the overall elbow swivel here to get the 90 degrees. And of course, the overall ball joint system on the wrists. Of course, the lack of a swivel, literally Starscream's masterpiece Starscream style, but let's be fair, I don't pretty much mind this lack of weight swivel on this one, since it is Mechagodzilla, and let's be fair, when did he use it, rotate his goddamn waist? And of course, like I stated before, the hip system. Of course, there is some fight swivel, but it's also hindered by the details here. Of course, less than 90 degrees bend due to even if it has double hinge system, the pistons here kind of hinders, but it is quite phenomenal how it actually is featured, that it does feel and function like a machine. Of course, you get also a hinge joint on the overall leg panel here, and of course you get a wonderful pivot and up and down for this figure. And of course you get the 19 segmented tail that S.H.MonsterArts put so much love to it. And of course this overall area is just a solid piece, like here where you don't see any segments. It's just a solid piece, but even then you can get quite a phenomenal pose of this figure. Nice move, Kevin. Of course, as I stated before, he does also come with accessories. While he doesn't have a proton scream, he does have 2 extra pairs of optional fists. One of them is the open-fingered closed fists. And while these, and literally it comes with a pair. One is literally open and one is closed. But here's something quite interesting, because these have a feature actually being removable. While I do get that some people want to have more hinge joints at these ones, which I do not do want to see. I mean, let's be fair. Some kind of question why they didn't do more hinge joints, but what they actually did is quite genius. I mean, you can literally have your own creativity of your possibility of your fists. I mean, you can literally have more of the closed fists, but with the open hands, and you can also have open hands, but you can also have the splayed out hands like so. You can literally put whatever pose you want with this Godzilla. Like, you can have it like so, or have the straight fingers with the overall opened hand pose like so, and have the bended pistons right here to create more closed fists like so. You can put whatever pose you can have with this mecha, which is incredible. Kudos for Bandai to actually pull out this kind of feature. And well, yes, I know that people are kind of a bit sour that there's no proton screen, but I did do a short on how to make your own proton screen, and here is mine that I literally made, and it does not look that bad. It looks pretty awesome. But of course, you can also use the overall beam that came with Gigan. This is his better version, and it kind of looks silly, but it is an option if you want to do it. As I stated before, it's just a straw that I literally used a hot glue gun with glue sticks, either with red, glitter red, and or just plain white, plain transparent glue stick. Just stroking on the overall straw, and just letting it dry. Just be more creative making those kind of those beam effects. But of course, I recommend that you use a kind of a pencil, a brush. Literally use like either a pencil brush to literally stick in this straw and then do it, or and then maybe just rest it on a kind of a protective board on the table so you don't damage your overall table like a dumbass. And as for size comparison, here we have him next to the other S.H.MonsterArts, and of course here we have him next to the Big 5 plus Kong. In conclusion, while I don't think that the Mechagodzilla 2021 is a perfect figure, well, there is no such thing as a perfect figure, he still is a great figure overall. Even though with the lack of effect parts like the proton beam and of course the lack of red paint. But even then, he still brings something great to the table. While of course the hip piston breakage is unforgivable and Bandai should have thought about it a little bit better, he's he's still worth picking up if you want to have him in your collection. While I don't suspect that the another version of this Mechagodzilla is coming out down the line in the future, I say grab him out before it's too late. If you want him in your collection, because who knows if it is gonna be one. Only time will tell. And as the Timeless Knight, well, just bear my word for it. Overall, that's all I had to say about this figure. I hope you all enjoy, and of course, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on something great. And of course, if you want to see more of these kind of reviews and also some kind of skits and such in the near future, because after I'm pretty much going to being busy with work and such, it's best off if you can give me some more support in the near future. Overall, I hope that's all I had to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I hope you enjoy this review. And as always, only time will tell when my next review is going to be. Of course, it's going to be the Big Firebird plus EX01 plus Mocha.